This article is a review of Michael Behe's book, Darwin Devolves. That is the latest book that Michael Behe has written. He started off making a name for himself with his book, Darwin's Black Box, which puts forward the argument for irreducible complexity. That is what we see in biology, is a level of complexity that is impossible to create by random processes. It is inconceivable. And he does that by a number of examples. He has written this latest book some 20 years later, around about 2019, in which he discusses, as it were, the issues involved in latest findings, which is that not only is biology incredibly complex, but what mutations are taking place are destroying that complexity, not increasing it. And that you cannot make, as it were, a wonderful creation, a wonderful design by constantly breaking bits and pieces of it. What you're doing is you might get some local advantages by breaking a piece here and a piece there, but it's not going to build anything that is even novel or particularly useful. In fact, you're destroying the design, and hence the title Darwin Devolves. What was interesting in reading the review, or rereading it I should say, is to note why Behe went down this line. He had been taught to be someone who should believe in evolution, and he had done his early work based on a belief in evolution. But he got angry when he discovered that none of his professors, when he was doing his PhD, had ever critiqued evolution. They just assumed it was true, but they've never looked at the arguments for why it is true. And it's this complete lack of critical faculties with evolution that is so interesting. Everyone assumes it's true. They never actually critique it and ask, is it true? And once you start to interrogate the theory of evolution, it becomes abundantly clear it cannot explain the level of complexity we have. And hence, the website that's recently been produced called Descent from Darwin, with 1,200 scientists saying that they are skeptical that Darwin's theory of evolution can explain the biological complexity we see in the world around us. And so this particular review is a very useful way into Behe's work and why he is so important in the intelligent design movement. And he definitely has, in his concept of irreducible complexity, provided a very good argument for why we can reject evolution. But it goes beyond that. There are many, many reasons why we should reject evolution. And I think we ought to have our critical faculties in play here. And remember, evolution is the foundation for our modern world. And if you reject evolution, then you're inevitably going to come to a place of creation. And when you come to a place of creation, you're inevitably going to have to ask the question, who is the creator? And once you ask the question, who is the creator, you're beginning to ask the right question, because that will lead inevitably to the Bible and to an understanding that Jesus is Lord. And that is the most wonderful thing any person can come to. And so the need to, as it were, critique evolution in order to come to a place of accepting God as creator and then his precious son, Jesus, as saviour. These things are foundational and important in our society and our own personal lives. Well, thank you for listening.